Welcome back. This is lesson 1.4, the greatest common factor. Okay, you're going to need pages 21 as well as your page 17. We're going to be adding to our vocabulary words. All right, so for this lesson, greatest common factor, we're going to use the acronym GCF for short. Okay. I will be able to find the greatest common factor of two or more numbers. So you have to have at least two numbers to find the greatest common factor. I will be able to find the GCF, greatest common factor, using both the listing method and the ladder method. And understand when it is best to use each one. Okay, those are the goals for us by the time we're done with this lesson. So, vocabulary, we have factors and greatest common factor. So let's go to page 17. Okay, greatest common factor, GCF for short, is the largest factor that two or more numbers share in common. Okay, back here we talked about factors already, so we've already written that one down. Okay, now that we've done that, let's look at this. Emily is volunteering at the food bank. She has 36 apples and 60 oranges to organize into equal bags to give to families in need. She needs to make it so each bag has exactly the same, but needs to make as many bags as possible. What is the greatest amount of equal bags she can make? How many of each fruit will go into each bag? Okay, let's look at the listing method first. Okay, we're just going to list the factors of each number. So when I do this, I kind of make a rainbow. So I'm going to do 36 and 60. Okay, factors are all the numbers that divide evenly into another number. So I always start with 1, and then I spread it out to 36. 1 and 36 are factors that go together to make 36. So this is the smallest factor, this is the largest factor. What I like to do is I just go up, and then I always, if I find one, I put its match over here, and then keep going till we get to the middle, and we're done. So 1 goes into 36, does 2 go into 36? Yeah, it's an even number. So 2 times what? Gives me 36. Okay, that's 2 and 18. Okay, does 3 go into 36? Yep, so we're going to put a 3 here. 3 times what is 36? 12. Does 4 go into 36? Yep, 4 times 9. Does 5 go into 36? Nope, so I go to the next number. Does 6 go into 36? Yep, 6 times what? 6 times itself. Well, as soon as you've met up with this other side, because 7 won't work, 8 won't work, and we've already done 9, those are all the factors of 36. Okay, let's do the same thing for 60. 1 and 60. There's your outer edges of the rainbow. Okay, 2 will go into 60. 2 times what? 30. 3 will go into 60, so I'm going to do 3 times 20. 4 will go into 60. Will 5 go into 60? Yep. It's a multiple of 10, so 5 goes into 60 12 times. Will 6 go into 60? Ooh, I might not have made enough room. 6 times 10. Okay, we're going to try and squeeze it in here. Will 7 go into it? No. 8? No. 9? 10 is already here. Okay, so that's all the factors of 60. So we've listed out all the factors of 36 and all the factors of 60. Now let's look at what they share in common. I see a 1 in common, 2 in common, 3 in common, 4 in common, 6 in common, 12 in common, and that looks like as high as we have. So the greatest common factor, these are all common factors, but the greatest of them is 12. So she can make at most 12 bags. Now let's look at the ladder method. Once again, the ladder is probably my favorite of the two. This one kind of takes forever. It's fine, but if you accidentally miss one of these, it can mess you up. The ladder, let's write out the two numbers we're comparing, so 36 and 60. Okay, remember we always start with a number that goes into both of them. So what's a number that goes into both 36 and 60? Okay, 3 will. 3 goes into 36 12 times. 3 goes into 60 20 times. Is there something that goes into both 12 and 20? 2. So put a star in it, 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times, and 2 goes into 20 10 times. Is there something that goes into both 6 and 10? Yep. 2 will go in again, so I'm going to put a star because it goes into all of them. 2 goes into 6 and 10. That gives me 3 and 5. Is there anything that goes into these? Okay, 1 does, but because 1 won't get me anywhere further, we're going to stop there. Now the difference is here. Remember how we did the whole L for the least common multiple? Well, the greatest common factor is the star of the show. So factors that they shared in common, we're going to multiply it together to figure out the biggest one possible. So 3 times 2 times 2 is, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. So once again, we got 12. Now, if there are 12 bags of fruit and there were 36 apples, if you divide 36 apples into 12 groups, that would leave you with 3 apples in each bag. If you have 60 oranges and you divided that by 12, that would put 5 oranges in each bag. Okay, now understand that the difference between greatest common factor, factors make up other numbers. Multiples are bigger than the original numbers. So we are trying to divide this out. That's why I know this is a greatest common factor. Okay, let's look at the next problem at the bottom. It says you work for a restaurant. You are in charge of the dessert platters. You have a total of 42 brownies, 39 cookies, and 66 chocolate-covered strawberries. If all the platters need to be the same, what is the largest number of platters you can create? How much of each dessert will you put on each platter? Okay, let's do the listing method. Okay, so I need factors of 42. I need factors of 39. And I need factors of 66. All right, so all the things that make up 42. 1 is the lowest end, 42 is the highest end. Will 2 go into 42? Yep, it's even. So 2 I'm okay with you using a calculator for this, just to kind of speed up the process. So 42 divided by 2 equals, okay, 21. So 2 times 21 gives you 42. Okay, let's see if 42 is divisible by 3. 42 divided by 3, and we get 14, so it did work. So let's put 3 here and its partner, 14. Will 4 go into 42? I can't think of any 4 times tables that go into 42. 40 would be, you can check, so 42 divided by 4. We got a decimal, that means it didn't go in evenly. How about 5? No, it doesn't end in 5. 6? 6 times 7 is 42. So 6 times 7. And since 7 would be the next number, that tells me that I'm done listing all of these factors. All right, 39. We have 1 and 39. Okay, will 2 go into it? No, it's not even. Will 3 go into it? Possibly. 39 divided by 3. 13, it did work, so we can put 3 and 13. Will 4 go in? Nope, it's not even. How about 5? Nope, it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. 6? 6 is an even number, so no, that won't work either. 7? Maybe. 39 divided by 7. Nope, I hope you kind of noted that. That's not one of your times tables when you count by 7s. 8? No. 9? When you count by 9s, do you get 39? No. Okay, 10? No, it doesn't end in 0. 11? No, you don't get that when you count by 11s. 12s? No. Oh, and 13 we've already done. So there's all the factors of 39. Okay, 66. 1 and 66 go together. 2 has to go in because it's even. 2 times what gives you 66? 33. 3 times 22. 4. Will 4 go into 66? We can check. 66 divided by 4. Nope, it does not. 5. 6. Oh, 6, I know that one. 6 times 11. All right, 7. If I count by 7s, I don't get 66, I get 63. So, no. 8. No. 9. When I count by 9s, nope, I don't get 66. 10. Nope, doesn't end in 0. Oh, and there's 11. So there's all the factors of all these numbers. So 1 is a common factor, 3 is a common factor, and that looks like it is it. So that means you can make 3 platters. You can, because each of these you can divide by 3 and make it even. Now let's see how you can do that with the ladder method. So 42, 39, and 66. Remember, we're only interested in things that divide evenly into them. Okay, well, they all divide evenly by 3, so I'm going to divide this by 3. 42 divided by 3 is 14. 39 divided by 3 is 13. And 3 goes into 66 22 times. Okay, so if I kept going, do you see something that goes into all 3 of these again? No, but I see something that goes into 2 of them. So we talked about doing that, but we don't put a star by it because it didn't go into all of them. 2 goes into both 14 and 22. So 2 goes into 14 7 times. 2 goes into 13. It doesn't, so we remember we just write it down here. And 2 goes into 22 11 times. All right, now that I'm done with that, I can see if I was doing the least common multiple, it would be all of these multiplied together. But I'm interested in the greatest common factor, and remember, it's the star of the show. That means in this case, it's only 3. So 3 goes in all of them, and that's all that we can do. So if I divide 42 by 3, that gave us 14 brownies on each platter. When we divided 39 by 3, that gave us 13 cookies on each platter. And divide the 66 strawberries into 3 platters, and there would be 22 strawberries on each platter. All right, I want you to rate yourself on this concept. Think about these I can, I will be able to statements. And are you a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4?